What is a RILA? A RILA stands for a Registered Index-Linked Annuity. This type of annuity pays an interest rate that is typically based on the underlying performance of a stock market index such as the S&P 500 index. It comes with a cap rate which limits your upside growth in return for some downside protection through floors and buffers, which are ways to lower and control risk. Today I'm going to speak about RILAs with buffers. A RILA buffer is a percentage of loss that the annuity company will absorb. You are exposed to losses to the extent that the linked market index losses exceed the buffer. General rule: the lower the buffer, the higher the cap, and the higher the buffer, the lower the cap. So a 10% buffer might have a cap rate of 15.5%, while a 30% buffer might have a cap rate of only 8.5%. Let me show you how this might work with two examples. Example 1 with a 10% buffer and a 15.5% cap, and example 2 with a 30% buffer and an 8.5% cap. Example number 1 with a 15.5% cap and a 10% buffer would work like this. If the index goes up by 6%, you get credited with 6% interest. If the index goes up by 15%, you get credited with 15% interest. However, if the index goes up by 35%, you get credited with 15.5% interest, which is the cap. Now, if the index goes down by 5%, the insurance company absorbs all the losses. If the index goes down by 10%, the insurance company absorbs all the losses. But if the index goes down by 25%, the insurance company absorbs the first 10% of the loss, and you have a loss of 15%, which is 25% minus the 10% buffer. Example number 2 with a 8.5% cap and a 30% buffer would work like this. If the index goes up by 6%, you will get credited with 6% interest. If the index goes up by 15%, you will get credited with 8.5% interest, which is the cap. If the index goes down by 5%, the insurance company absorbs all of the loss. If the index goes down by 10%, the insurance company absorbs all of the loss. If the index goes down by 30%, the insurance company absorbs all of the losses. However, if the index goes down by 45%, the insurance company absorbs the first 30% of the losses, and you have a 15% loss, which is 45% minus the 30% buffer. Important things to consider. Remember, higher cap rates come with lower buffers, and lower cap rates come with higher buffers, as explained above. Your upside cap can change yearly, so a 15.5% cap in year 1 can be higher or lower in year 2, etc. If you invested in the index directly, you would be paid a dividend. With a RILA, you do not get paid a dividend. If you take your money out early, generally the first 6 or 7 years, you will pay a surrender charge. However, many RILAs allow you to take out some money, usually about 10% per year, without a surrender charge. This gives you some flexibility. If you take out money before 59.5, there's an IRS penalty of 10% in addition to the regular taxes. Consult your tax advisor. Thank you for listening to my presentation on RILAs. If you have any questions, call me or text me. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.